The car tips, I covered the filling a battery with these two. You pop these caps off to fill it with water. Last time I had to do it, I used a bottle like this, a bottle of water, and I actually just cut my hand around the neck and used a straw and filled it through the side. And I probably got a quarter of a bottle in it, and the car actually started. That was another time when the tow truck was on the way. People look like you're a magician. I'm going to actually paint this. I try to keep my engine looking semi-clean, because especially before you put it in for any kind of repairs, because if it's clean, the mechanics are going to actually treat the car better, thinking you treat it better under the hood. Well, that's the battery tip. You also want to look for corrosion around the posts here. You see this little bit of green, you can clean that with just take a little bit of baking soda. I usually use a coffee cup and just enough water so it's moist. You put that on here, and it turns green and it fizzes, and once it finishes fizzing, you can rinse it off with just bottled water, and it'll clean up the battery posts. And that usually will get it started if it doesn't have water in the battery. What happens is there's two plates in here, and the chemicals mix and it gives off electrons, but over time the battery gets hot and it gets worn. The water evaporates out, and if it gets low, then it won't start. It's like not having one cell. If you can imagine, there's 6 cells in here, 6 different sections, and if it's down a sixth this way, you lose 1 cell, which means the car won't start. It'll be 10 volts instead of 12, and you fill it up with water just to where you can see it at the top here. Or if you put usually just a half a cup, I usually about 20 ounces, I get maybe 4 or 5 in there, it'll start right up. And keeping it clean is good. This is a little dirty. I don't wash it unless I can wax it, because that protects the paint. And there's no really sense in washing it if you're not going to wax it, because you're stripping it down. It'll look good, but you're taking it down to the clear coat finish when you do that. Another modification that you may be interested in, I hear a lot, is tire pressure. You can get the tire pressure off the this one's scratched, and this is a 98 Camry. And I go by the tire pressure on the tire, because I figure the tire pressure on the tire, the manufacturer knows better than the manufacturer of the car, and it's the handling. And I usually put an extra 2 pounds over in the front and 1 in the back, because it sits a little higher. That's the way they're designed, for more weight in the back if you don't have weight in the back normally. And if there is a 10-degree temperature difference, which if it's in the evening, it depends on when you get the air, then you're going to lose 1% automatically, so then you're only 1 over. And I've also taken the headrest out of the back, because I don't use them. That makes it look more unique, since this is the best-selling car in the country. I've taken the floor mats out because I don't use them, and reduced the weight. I also have a sunshade. This is my favorite so far. It's very light and very reflective. It helps keep the car a little more cool. And also in the trunk, I've taken the spare out because I don't go but about 20 miles. I figure I can get the tire fixed or repaired wherever I'm at. And I've also taken out the jack, because hopefully I can use my cell phone and call a highway patrol or some kind of car service if I'm going to actually need it. And there was another mat that came with the car that's a lot heavier than this one, and I took that one out as well. And what I do is I line this with a clear shower curtain when I'm hauling off the trash to keep this clean. And if you notice, I've had this several years and it's still very clean. I put these 24 from that 24 show. I got these off a mailbox I was throwing away, and a lot of people ask me about them. I say it's 24 for the show because I'm a special agent, and it makes the car stand out, as well as a tag. So it's a conversation piece, and it makes the car easier to find. And there's usually some tape like this under the hood. I either take it off or trim it, and anything I can do to get the weight down and make the car more efficient, stand out, and function for my needs or your needs is something you may want to consider adopting.